Welcome to tutorials, all of you. It's a standing room only, guys. That's amazing. Standing room only. I really appreciate everyone's attendance in here. Yeah, you guys can come in. Yeah, just there's empty seats here. There's one there, and you can grab us one on the floor. Yeah, just kidding, because no one is here. There's like maybe 7 people tops. I don't know. I'm not very good at math, but whatever. Okay. Does everyone have a? Is it 7?
Yeah.
Oh, I did count it earlier, and I guess it's stuck in my head. Does everyone have one of these? Ryan, look alive.
I'm alive.
Do you have one of these?
I do have one of these.
Fantastic. So we're going to start off with the front page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions on here. Some of these questions are much easier than others, but this today's topic is both sensation, perception, and development. So it's going to feel like a little bit jarring going from one topic to another because it's 2 completely different topics. But I'm going to give you what, like 8 minutes. 8-ish, 9-ish minutes to do that front page. Maybe with a pencil. Oh, you took a picture. Nice. Smart. Huh? Yeah. I'm going to pass around a seating chart, not a seating chart. I'm going to pass around a sign-in sheet. Yeah.
It's a desk.
Is it that?
Yes.
Your name, the sign-in sheet.
I would say it's
Oh, maybe.
You don't understand?
which one?
So which one?
E.
Oh.
Thank you.
What's the emotional roller coaster? A push?
How do you think you did on the test? I think so too. That was not a good test.
D push would have been,
No, I don't. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Did you know that you can actually take ABC class and then also take AP test and get double the credit?
That's
That's
what a senior recommended.
Because then you would get US history credit for DC, but then you can get another credit for as an elective. Yeah. Because you can't get the same credit for 2, but it's like classifies under 2 different things, I think. And so you get double, you get 6 hours instead of 2.
Oh, I should do that.
What do you think it's on? What do you think it is? Like a lot of these things, if you just look at the words, the definition is going to basically be the same thing. Like if you had to guess.
What? Guess what?
Stay the same size.
Things stay the same size. So if they look bigger, but you know that things stay the same size, then it must be, it's not that they grew in size, they must have gotten closer. Yeah.
C.
That one? Not right.
Oh, then it's obviously D, right?
And are we on the same one? We are not on the same one. I'm sorry. I thought you were on 6.
So it's C.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. So it's obviously what?
What's the point of cheating in review? It's just here to help you.
I don't know. That's what I think.
Exactly. April 18th.
Perceived distance of the object.
I don't remember. We're talking about the raptor.
Perceived distance of the object becomes greater, but it's saying it's coming closer to you. Okay, so
I hope I'm not around for that.
me neither.
I don't think I'm gonna make the cut.
I'm sure like 99% of people are making the cut, to be honest.
For the rapture.
Like the meanest person.
Oh.
And then you're the
Oh, the
The end of
No American is making the cut.
Yeah, no, yeah, we're,
I mean, if you count let me as a sin.
Yeah.
No American.
Super size me. Super size me straight to hell. As and that's when everyone goes either to heaven or hell, like immediately. It's like the and yeah. Why are you not doodling?
We're done.
Oh, we're done?
Yeah,
Are we all done? Ryan?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, that took only 6 minutes. Not bad. Considering you guys have 100 questions to do in 70 minutes, the fact that y'all you have 100 questions to do. Okay, but like honestly, how long did this question take? Right. So like the seconds that you didn't use on one question roll over to another question. So I've only had a couple people in history of AP Psych say that like time stressed them out and was an issue. Most people, timing is not that big of a deal, especially since we take tests in class with like the same kind of time frame as you would have on the AP test. So let's talk about Eric Erickson's stages. The 8th stage. How many stages are there? 8. So it says 8 and final, so that should be a clue. What's the correct answer here?
Integrity versus despair.
Yeah. So this is old people looking back. But let's go through each of these. So initiative versus guilt. Around what? I don't say age as in numbers, but around like. Yeah. This is gonna be like toddler. This is gonna be. This is gonna be like let me do it myself. Let me do it. Let them take initiative to dress themselves, tie their own shoes. What about generativity versus stagnation? What stage of life are you in? It is the 7th one, so we're going to be on the older side, right? So this is.
It's whenever.
I'm not looking for like stage in life.
It's whenever you have like when you're like a grandpa.
Younger.
When you're like when you have to like you get kids.
Okay, so this is focusing on the next generation. Focus on probably your children. Stagnation means to be stagnant. Like stagnant water is just still water.
That's not what I meant.
Oh.
You saying about inputs.
Did you say stagflation?
Yes.
That's economics, friend.
I don't know what stagflation.
Stagflation is a leftward shift of aggregate supply, which raises prices and lowers GDP. There's actually no fiscal, no monetary policy that fixes stagnation. Yeah. That's fantastic. Okay, identity versus role confusion. What stage of life in terms of?
Teenager.
Yeah, this is going to be teenager. They're going to be asking the question like, who am I? Yes, if it's a move on. Intimacy versus isolation. What stage? But like, what are you looking for?
Dating.
Love.
You're looking for love. You're looking for love. This is going to be dating. It's going to be after high school. You're looking for, your mate. Okay, switching gear, going over to this question. Switching topic completely because this is development, and here we are with sensation. So, what is going on with this picture? There are lines, almost like a key word here. These lines, probably linear perspective. Okay. Okay, so these are all monocular cues, which require one eye to see depth. Okay, accommodation is not. Combination is not a monocular cue, but the rest are. Texture gradient, what is close? Smooth or bumpy? Bumpy is close, smooth is far away. So if things are looking smooth, then we consider that far. What about relative size? What is closer, big or small?
Big.
Big is close. Okay, inner position is when things are blocking the view of something else. So right now, the coffee cup is blocking some view of my face, which means the coffee cup is closer to you than my face is because you can't see. And so I'm going to draw like a little picture, like a square with like a triangle underneath it. And so this is close, and then that triangle's far. Okay, since we are here, let's talk about the two types of binocular cues. So binocular cues, two binocular cues. That's cues of depth perception. Does anyone remember? One of them is this: the muscles in your eyes strain, and therefore it must be close. It starts with a C.
Convergence.
Convergence. Okay. So convergence is your eye muscles are giving clues to your brain about like how close things are. What about I can give you another clue for retinal disparity is the other one. What does the word disparity mean? Imbalance or different. Okay, so like your retinas are getting two different visions of the world. So the more disparity between those two things, the closer it is. So if we were to stick one hand in front of one of your eyes and like open and close each eye, one of those pictures is going to look very different than the other one. But the further things away, the pictures are roughly the same. And so it's how different the pictures are that each retina is getting. And the more difference, the closer it is. The more similar those pictures are, the further away that thing is. Okay, how are we doing here? Can I scroll up? Okay, I'm scrolling. The words do not move along with me, so I'm about to have to erase them in just a second. Let's keep going in there. Okay, I'm erasing. Okay, fantastic. Oh, shoot, buckets. Shoot buckets. Oh my God, there we go. Okay. Hey, who brings the X?
Both.
No, well, yes. Who only brings the X?
Mother.
Okay, the mother. So what is this?
Woman.
This is a girl. X, Y is a boy.
Woman.
Okay, who brings the X or the Y? Papa. So Papa determines the sex.
Yes, Papa.
And no, it's not like one testicle has only X and one testicle has only Y. I have heard that people think that, and they're trying to like get one gender more than the other, so they'll like, ice bucket challenge one of them and like not the other. That doesn't work.
Soy sauce.
Soy sauce.
What?
I don't know. That seems racist. Okay. All right. Let's talk about this one. Sound is often detected by one ear more intensely and a fraction of a second earlier than is detected by the other ear. What does that mean? What does it mean about the ear that gets the sound first?
Closer.
It's closer to the sound. And so this helps you determine the location of the sound. And so obviously the one that's getting the sound faster, just slightly faster, is closer to the sound. Hey, what does absolute threshold mean?
Amount needed to cause a reaction.
Yes, 50% of the time or more, or something like that. So absolute threshold is enough, because we're talking about sound. So enough of a sound to be heard greater than 50% of the time. If it's less than 50% of the time, then it's like a subliminal sound. Okay, it says pitch, and nowhere on here does it talking about pitch. I'm going to use this time to talk about the 2 theories of pitch. This was in a homework one time. There, I think maybe a quiz question. The 2 theories of pitch. This is like, how do we hear high notes and how do we hear low notes? Well, we don't have them for sure. We don't know. So there's 2 theories, and one theory, actually go to the name makes sense. So one theory is the place theory, and the other one is called the frequency theory. Okay, so the place theory, okay, what is the little coil thing in your ear? It looks like a shell. That's the cochlea. So I'm actually going to draw like a little shell cochlea for both of these. Okay, that's my cochlea. Okay. So place theory says that there are places on different parts of your cochlea responsible to hear different pitches. So like this place over here is for like high pitch, and maybe this place over here recognizes low sounds, low pitch. So it's a place on the cochlea.
Can't that be like found easily if you like experiment on rats, like ruin parts of their ear to figure out what things.
Ruin?
Yeah, but like, okay, so imagine a rat's ear, okay? Imagine the cochlea of the rat's ear and how tiny the rat's ear would have to be.
Just do it on
A monkey.
Oh God, they're so close to us
For
though.
science.
I don't know. Maybe you should get on that. Maybe that could be your college like
Okay,
thing.
why can't humans like consent to like super insane experiments? Why can't they?
Because they're not the only ones involved. There are people doing experiments on them that maybe, like, I don't know.
Like, what if they consent to what's being done on them?
Because we don't exactly have free will.
Is that so?
Okay.
Yeah. Like in economics, we talk about like resources, like ourselves or our body is a resource, labor. Can you do whatever you want in this country as a job?
Yes.
So then you don't even control your own labor in this country. You can't be a prostitute legally. You can't be a drug, but it's your body.
Well,
I
you
can do what I
still
want.
can.
Apparently, you can't.
Like
Well, you-
physically.
Well, you still can.
You
You're
not legally. Okay.
It's not what you want to do.
Right. Focus. Okay. Frequency. There are little hairs on your cochlea, little tiny hairs, and the frequency in which they move is pitch. So, like a fast little hair is going to be like high pitches, but a slow hair is like low pitches.
Are there actually little hairs?
Yeah, there actually are little hairs.
So then, why is there even the other theory?
Because they're also, we don't know which one is right. Just like, remember how there's 2 different color vision theories, trichromatic theory and opponent process theory? Those we were talking.
That.
Okay, so we don't even know how we see color.
Is it not
Everyone
the
can see
colors?
different colors.
with our eyes.
Yes, Abby, it is with our eyes. We've narrowed it down to at least the area of our face. So, you know, that's a win for science. That's a win for science. So it's all about the hairs. The hairs vibrating. If they vibrate fast, it must be a high pitch. If they vibrate slow, it must be a low pitch. Okay. Size constancy. Just breaking down the word.
The videos from the YouTuber like from 7 years ago.
What about it? My videos?
Yeah.
Yes.
You have like 1,000 subscribers.
Yes.
Wow.
Don't forget to smash that like button. Click the bell for notifications and leave a comment below. Okay. We got size constancy. Okay, so what is size constancy? Things stay the same size most of the time. That is a schema that we know about the world, that things typically stay the same size. So if something is coming closer, they're not going to grow, but it's going to look like it's bigger. Which of these answer choices is saying that?
Duck.
Is that a question?
Deeper duck.
Perceived distance of the object becomes smaller, Waylon. Oh, perceived distance
Yeah.
is smaller. The distance is smaller, which means you are closer. What this means is it is closer because the distance is smaller. And yes, it's going to look big because it's close. Not because it's bigger, because things stay the same size most of the time. So if it looks like it's getting bigger, it's not. It's getting closer. Scrolly scroll. I'm going to erase differently because I had a conniption last time. Okay. Primary sex characteristics include which of the following? First off, what the heck is a primary sex characteristic?
Genitals.
The important ones. What makes it important?
Reproduction.
Reproduction. You need them to reproduce. You know what you don't need to reproduce?
What?
Deep voice. You know what you don't need to reproduce? Body hair. Or even breast development. How are you supposed to feed them? That's not reproduction. That's the next step, which is like keeping them alive. But you definitely need ovaries. Okay, what's menopause?
The pause of the pregnancy production, maybe.
Okay, the lessening of fertility in older women. Much older women.
When?
Lessening of in old women.
Men. Oh, men.
Men do not have menopause. Men can have babies until their dying day
Why is it not called womanopause?
Unfortunately.
because of the patriarchy. That's why. Why is it called semester? Shouldn't it be called like ovester for ovaries instead of yeah. Semester. Interesting. Okay, I have to definitely say that I stole that line. That is a stolen line from Legally Blonde. Just saying. I wanted to give it credit.
Never mind.
I wanted to give it credit.
Not editing it to the quote list.
Okay.
She gave proper citation.
You have a quote list for me?
Yeah.
Just for me?
Yeah.
Can I see it later?
Well, it's
kind
kind
of-
of scattered.
Yeah, we'll have to because it's in a group chat. We have to transfer it to the.
Oh,
Oh, I
that means
hate
no, that
every
means you
single
cannot
second of
see
that.
it.
I hate
That means
every
you
single
cannot see
second
it.
of that. Okay, hey, in the dark, objects are more clearly seen when viewed in the peripheral vision than when viewed directly. This phenomenon occurs because rods located in the retina are. Okay, first let's clarify rods. See black and white. Black cones see color. Cones see color.
Hey, Vicky.
Here, my dear, grab a packet of fun. Okay. What'd you guys put here? I'm curious.
Let's see.
You put
That's what
nothing?
D.
Let's see.
Wow, none of us are right.
It's
I put
A.
Okay, so rods in the retina.
Wait, which one are we on?
Oh, yeah, me.
This one?
I can't read. Is that the
It's
last?
says in
it's
the
in the
dark.
dark.
A.
You put A?
Yeah.
It's A. Okay, so rods in the retina are more sensitive in the dark than cones and are not found in the fovea. So only cones, cones see color and they're located in the fovea. Rods are in your peripheral vision. Where's the word? Yeah, remember? Who did I do that to? Where you couldn't see the marker? No, rods are not more numerous than cones. Cones are in the fovea. That is true. More sensitive just means like can work better. That's what like sensitive or less sensitive. It's like how well they are working. Not you could read that the exact opposite way, which is probably no good. Okay. Any questions on that front page? All right, let's turn to the second page where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 questions. I'll give you guys about 10-ish minutes. Front page.
What is this thing on you? You finding that?
Yeah. That's an iconic one.
What is it?
Wait, I'm making that list right
the
now.
Let me finish the list.
How about, okay, I love the initiative. I love, like,
You know who would love this? Kamala Harris.
why?
Because she loves Venn diagrams.
Stop, I stopped. No, stop, she just randomly went off of a,
Oh,
she's like,
that's
I
a-
love
that's a really
Venn
good one.
diagrams, aren't they so
She's
interesting?
talking
I'm
about
like,
the
what is
president
she
of
talking
Argentina.
about?
And she's like,
Oh,
she
yeah.
ripped out Venn.
She whipped out a
This was
Venn
a special day.
diagram.
Kamala
I'm like,
Harris.
oh my god.
There was a
our
day. There was a
vice
day where we
president.
got like 8 quotes from you one time.
Oh.
That was a good day.
I hope you're recognizing a cancer fighter.
The cancer fighter.
Boo brown people.
That's taken out of context.
You didn't take that. What did I just hear?
That's taken out of context.
Copy
Just gonna pause this video. All right, so the reason that one does not typically notice the blind spot in the visual field is that, first off, why the heck do we have a blind spot?
Because of the nerve, optic nerve.
The optic nerve leaves the eye there and heads to the brain, and where the optic nerve is, so the optic nerve
It's actually scary. Like you're just blind.
leaves the eye,
It's making a little air.
and in that spot, there are no rods, no cones. And so, okay. But we're not walking around with this really big hole in our visual field, thank God. What did you guys put? Yeah, E. The brain fills in missing information, so there's no awareness that the visual field is incomplete. The other ones just, the other ones are just incorrect. Like, you can't be like, oh, well, it's thinking of this other thing. They're just made up stuff. All right. Psychologists characterize parents who are consistent demand their children are compliant without discussion. Keyword here is without discussion. Like, you need to be compliant, you need to follow the rules, and it's not up for debate. So this is a dictator type parent. Which one is it? Authoritarian. So this is the dictator.
I got all those questions.
Permissive is the like fun parent. Authoritative, usually there's some communication here. There's communication and there's fairness.
Wait, really? An authoritative?
Authoritative, that's a good one. Authoritarian is the bad one. I know that they sound and look very similar, but those are different words. And they're always tested against each other because they're different words.
This entire time,
I pulled these questions from 2 AP tests.
I didn't even know authoritarian was a type.
But they're like the same.
Yeah. So there's 3. So indifferent is not a type. Indulgent is not a type. It's either permissive, authoritative, or authoritarian. Authoritarian is the one without discussion. There's no, I didn't mean to cross that out, but there's no like communication. It's my rules or you can get out of here. Versus authoritative, we're going to have rules that we both kind of agree to. Okay. Moving down. Let's do the Jean Piaget one over here. So Jean Piaget's theory of cognitive development, which of the following best exemplifies the concept of accommodation? Do you recognize this question?
Yes.
It was on the mega quiz from when we got back from spring break. Does anyone remember what the answer was?
This one.
It's the first one, yeah. So, because accommodation means you need to some sort of like make a change to your original schema.
Oh, I didn't.
What is
It's because there's no comma. I didn't read it right.
Yes. What do you think it said?
I thought like I read an infant opens her mouth wider. Like I read it like messed up.
Oh,
Because
like
I
they
didn't-
couldn't do
wasn't
it?
Directed. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they make a change to the schema. The schema is just like their like basic,
Perception.
yeah, their idea about how the world works. Ideas about how the world works. which is different than assimilation. Remember, there's schemas, assimilate, and accommodate. Assimilate means like you copy and paste that idea to anything that remotely applies to it. So I learned that the fuzzy thing in my house is a doggy, so I call every fuzzy thing doggies, even if it's a cat or a squirrel or like a, I don't know, a horse or something. And then you accommodate that and be like, no, you know what, that was wrong. That's a horse, that's a squirrel, that's a cat. Okay. Eleanor Gibson and Richard Walk use a visual cliff where the glass-covered drop-off to examine behavior and crawling infants. Even when coaxed by their mothers to crawl up to the glass covering, most infants refuse to do so, indicating that they had developed which of the following? Depth perception. Okay, let's look at the other answer choices here. Sensory adaptation. Remember, this is when you stop sensing the pool is cold. You get in the water, and it's unchanging stimuli that you no longer sense. So, unchanging stimuli that you no longer sense. So you might have walked in and be like, wow, Miss Taylor's like Sensi is really popping off today. But by the end of the class, you don't even, go ahead, write that down.
What is Sensi?
The smell, like the wax
scent?
little. Yeah, but it's a Sensi, it's a brand.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's faster than saying like the Welty Max. Whoa. The melty wax bowl over there that's being heated by a hot plate plugged into the wall. I think Sensi is probably a faster way to say that. So that's sensory adaptation. Hey, kids that's taking a test over memory on Thursday. Oh, what is procedural memory? Yeah, well, it's a type of implicit memory. But then you have to define what implicit means because you might not know what that is.
Skills.
Like you don't. Like,
Look at me tying my shoe.
Yeah.
Muscle memory.
Muscle memory. Which, yes, is a type of implicit memory. Nice. Perceptual constancy, we just kind of said size constancy, but this just means things stay the same. Anyone remember what selective attention is?
Cocktail party.
The cocktail party effect. So, like, I'm so, like, intrigued in this conversation that Abby and I are having that I don't even realize, like, maybe I do because I'm distracted. I don't even realize, like, oh my gosh, did you see the people? They got in a fight right next to you. It's like, there was a fight? Are you kidding me? I was, like, having such a good conversation that I was so focused on selecting my attention on that thing that I missed things around me. So, you don't, I don't know, sense around you when you're selecting your attention on something else. When selecting attention on something else. Move myself over here. Okay. All right. Hey, we kind of did this one together. Accidentally, I gave it away. The different emotional dispositions is basically a kid's temper. If they are good, sweet, happy babies, or if they are like little grouchy balls of fat. Well, that's going to be your temperament. Okay, let's look at the other ones. What is imprinting?
Like a baby bird. Mom.
Yes, and so it's the type of bonding that you see in birds. You don't see this in humans, otherwise we would imprint on the doctors that delivered us, which would probably be a bad thing and like a bad evolutionary thing.
Why do birds do it? Does it help them?
Because usually the first thing that they see is the mom, and they are so vulnerable. They're so vulnerable that they need someone to be their mother. Okay, so imprinting is bonding seen in birds. Hey, what's a mental set? That's something from this unit.
Procedures that you use in order to solve problems that don't work.
Yes, so look at someone that was ready for their vocabulary quiz today. A mental set is like using solutions that have worked in the past, even though they are not applicable here. So using solutions from past. An instinct you are born with, like flying south for the winter. Humans don't have too many of those. And then attachments. Does anyone remember the different types of attachment?
No.
Nurture.
No.
Secure.
And
Insecure.
insecure. Does anyone remember the psychologist's name that goes along with that?
Wagner?
It's a girl, Mary. Mary what?
Mary of the Holy Cross.
Who had a little lamb.
Mary Bandura. Mary Bandura.
Mary Ainsworth. Mary Ainsworth.
Like Ainsworth attachment.
Attachment, Ainsworth. Yes. And that's how you remember it. And that's how I remember acetylcholine and Alzheimer's. Both A's. What are you doing?
I'm not even doing anything.
Are you supposed to be doing something?
I'm just happy to be here.
Enjoy your class along, Miss Taylor.
Yeah.
I do like psychology.
Who's your favorite class?
I love all my classes equally. I have no favorites.
BS.
How many classes do you have?
Just
No,
two,
we're
first
liars
and third.
now.
So there's obviously a person last.
Right. But there's also a first place and a second place.
You
Gold
can
and
tell us
silver.
last. What class do you hate the most?
I love
Or-
all my students equally.
What do you what?
But I love
what,
the students that show up for tutoring the most.
What
Not
group
the
of
what, not the
students? What group of students in a certain time of day do you prefer not to have at that time?
There are some students that I think add a lot to the conversation. Almost too much, though. Maybe. Just maybe.
I just saw a side eyebrow.
No, like I love, okay, first period.
I'm in first
Hey,
period.
Vicky.
Yeah. Okay. First period has, I wish I could take half of first period's personality and put it in third period. Because sometimes first period is like barely getting through the content because everyone's all like, I have a story, I know that. But then third period is all like, anybody? And then it's all like, and then Luke happens to say something. Or Oni.
Why don't they say?
It's
Do you prefer the non-talkers? Or the
Hey, I'm on that side.
You need to talk.
No,
I-
I you saying that you thought I was very quiet, and I was like, just wait a little.
I like a happy medium.
You like when I talk a lot.
What are some other characteristics of the classes?
So, damage to which the following explains conduction deafness. Okay. Conduction. Do we have an answer here? Did y'all have
Hammer
it?
and
It's the hammer and
Wait, is it not A?
It is not A. It is C. Okay. Does anyone remember what these are?
No.
The temporal.
Oh, I said C. I meant B. I circled
B.
it.
that one.
Is conduction into the nose.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we didn't do that one.
Yeah.
Okay, I moved on to this one. I'll come back. Sorry, it is hammer, anvil, and stirrup were the three little bones. 3 bones in ear. Does anyone remember the other term for these bones?
Hammer.
No, other, besides what they're called.
Other.
It starts with an O.
Osteopians.
Osteoporosis.
Ossicles? Oh, wait, hold on. I might be totally saying that
That's
wrong.
ossicles. You're
Ossicles. Yes, I'm writing it. Ossicles. If you see ossicles, they mean the 3 bones. They mean those.
Ossile.
Sure. Okay. Basally membrane, also in the ear. But it's not going to be tied to any deafness. Okay, this is your brain, temporal lobe brain.
What's the central sulcus?
I don't even know. I was hoping that y'all would know that.
That's
Central sulcus definition.
Yeah, it's just,
it's a
Never
separation
seen it, never
of the
heard
brain.
it.
It's nothing.
It's the groove in the cerebral cortex.
it's a groove, so it's a wrinkle.
I guess.
The more you know. It's a wrinkle in the brain. Wrinkle in brain. Okay, so a researcher asked participants to identify red shapes presented on a video screen. You're not going to get this one. Following this, novel objects of various colors are depicted on the screen, participants correctly identify the red objects more quickly than objects of a different color. This results, what does this illustrate? Okay, can we get rid of some of these?
Assimilation.
Assimilation.
Okay, because imprinting, that is the like duck bond. That's the bird bonding. Okay, you said get rid of assimilation? Yes, because assimilation, this is the whole like schema, assimilate, and accommodate.
Oh yeah, another quote. All black people are okay.
Okay, what else can we get rid of?
Oh.
E and
Modeling is, this is observational learning. So this is like Albert Bandura, this is learning by observation. So if you were picking out blocks because you saw someone pick out blocks and that's how you learned to pick out blocks, then it would be modeling. It's priming. Okay, priming is basically when you set something up in a certain way so that way that you see it from that perspective. So like if I was to ask you, yeah, you basically prepare it. You like feed them almost like the answers. So if I was to show you pictures of, I don't even know,
A tree.
I don't know. If I was to just like say the word Mario and I'm eating a peach and I'm also like, I love these mushrooms. And then I'm like, hey, can you guys think of a video game example? Well, you're already primed to say Mario. Even though I just literally said Mario. But if I was like, hey, my friend Luigi, and then I'm eating a peach and I'm like, power up. Then I'm priming you to say one thing.
Can you do that? Move on the camera.
Okay, that work? All right. Luce, I think. Luce, a math major, so she has like her experience in math, sees this drawing as a Venn diagram. But her brother, who has different background knowledge, is an art major and sees it as two circles. Okay, the difference in perception is an example of. First off, it says perception. So we need to get rid of non-perception terms. Stereotyping is about, like we talked about that with social psychology. That's not even in the unit of perception. It's a completely different unit, so it's not even going to be that. Okay? Synesthesia. Does anyone remember what synesthesia was?
Something to do with hearing colors.
Yeah, you like, you taste colors or you hear smells or whatever. And so, like you taste.
What was it?
Colors. What's up? Blue tastes really good. You don't have synesthesia. Okay. Instead of arguing with me, he doesn't even say it. He could have easily said, "Yeah, I do." And how would I know?
Luke would have said like.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Does anyone know what feature detection is?
When you detect features.
Give me an example of a feature.
Two circles.
It's not that one. Okay, so
Like someone's hair color.
no, we're talking about like angles and lines and whatever. And I know that like circles are very similar, but feature detector is basically saying that different parts of the brain recognize different features. So looking at a 45-degree angle, one part of the brain lights up, but maybe looking at a 20-degree angle, another part of the brain lights up. And so like certain parts of brain see different features. Okay, it's not parts of the brain they're talking about. They're talking about the fact that they're a math major or an art major. So they're using their own, I don't want to say perception, but their own, the context of their own life as a way to perceive something. Okay. It is top-down processing. Okay, so here's what I need you to do. Somewhere over here, I need you to write, I need you to write an upside-down triangle. Upside-down triangle. So here we have big concept, and we have small details. Top-down is going from the top down. you have these big concepts based on, I wrote a really good thing when I was taking notes earlier. Hold on. Based on your own experiences. Why I couldn't have thought about that. Okay, so big concepts that you might get from your own life experience. So you have some ideas about how the world works based on your own life experiences, and so you try to fit it in. You try to like, okay, where have I seen this? And then before you look at the small details. Some other things might be like, I try to look at small details and then try to fit it in to what you've seen before. But here is like what I've seen before and then what it actually is. And so, so that's the correct answer there. Okay, anything on this page that you guys want to talk about? Did I cover all of it? No. Did I not do? Yeah, I did. We talked about handle over stuff, but we didn't really talk about anything else. So, we kind of did. Okay. Next página. We're going to do some labeling, kids. Labels are fun. Okay. This one is already labeled. Aren't you happy? So, but we need to talk about the different types of deafness. Okay, so if these three guys are broken, you get hit in the head with a baseball bat and it breaks the little bones in your ears, then you're going to have conduction deafness. So if the three little bones are going wacky, you might have conduction deafness. There's that cochlea. Maybe we can draw little hairs on it. Yeah. Oh, there's those semicircular canals. This is where balance is. And so if you have an ear infection, maybe you get like a little wobbly. Oh, does anyone know why we get dizzy?
Because like
They start rattling.
Well, like why if you spin in circles, you get dizzy?
the liquid, because of the
Yeah, the fluid in your cochlea, there's like a, there's a level of liquid in there. The fluid in your cochlea spins when you're spinning. And so when you stop spinning, but you still feel like you are spinning, it's because the fluid in your ears are still spinning. Once they come to rest, then you won't be dizzy anymore. Okay, with the cochlea, if something is wrong with the cochlea, if the cochlea is baldea, if like the little hairs grow, don't grow, they fall off. I don't know why they fall off. Maybe genetics. But it's one type of deafness that has two names. So it's either called sensory neural deafness. Sometimes it's called nerve deafness. Keyword here is nerve. That is if your cochlea is baldea. That is the type of
like
deafness you have.
mutation.
I mean, it's like, have you seen those kids with like the cochlear implants? So that fixes this type of deafness. So like you can be born that way. I don't know if you call it mutation, but yeah, this is not gonna be like, would you have cochlear damage? Yeah, it's gotta be. Yeah, I don't know why I was so like quick to not say you were right. Okay, just have had a guess. All right, so I'm erasing this. We're gonna talk about the we're not texting earlier.
I'm done.
Probably was
I got it.
time. It's weird. Yeah, first period's just squirrely. That's really what it is. Okay. Hey, let's look at the eyeball. Let's bring light into the eyeball. See where the light like hits the back of the retina? That's your best vision. What's it called?
Oh yeah.
The fovea. So they'll use the term like foveal vision. Okay, so let's go from the outside in. So this outside protecting cover, this is the cornea. So if you touch your eyeball, you're touching the cornea. Don't touch your eyeball. Your hands are dirty. This circle is the lens. This space here, this is the actual opening.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah, what's it called?
Pupil.
Pupil. What about the color part of your eye? It's right here. That's the iris.
I like how you made it blue.
I did. Very back of your eye, this whole area. What's this called? retina. That's where you have the cones and rods. Okay, but technically, the cones and rods are the very, very, very far back layer of the retina, but there are several layers in front. Like, okay, so all the light goes all the way to the very back of the eye, the very back part of the retina, which is the rods and cones. But then the information travels forward as it goes, like from the back all the way forward and then out. So it goes all the way back and then forward and then out. The back ones are cones and rods, but the next layer is was it ganglionic or bipolar? Crap,
Bipolar.
I'm not gonna guess. Okay. It's either bipolar or ganglionic cells. I need a picture of the eye. No, retina. Let's do retina structure.
What does Trevor Becker think about this?
He can kiss my butt. He's the CEO of College Board. Oh my gosh, we know so little. Because, high school. But there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 layers of the retina. We are only going to be talking about just a couple of them. And yeah, so it's got rods and cones, and they go to bipolar, which then go to ganglionic. And then from the ganglionic cells, it goes to the optic nerve. So this right here is the optic nerve. Optic nerve obviously travels to the brain. Hey.
What gets the light first, the fovea or the retina?
Oh, well, the fovea is just a part of the retina. So the fovea is a particular part that's right above the optic nerve where your cones are centralized. That's where your best vision is. So this is where you have your best, most clear, more clear vision. The term for that is there's high acuity. I can't spell acuity. Acuity means clear vision.
And it's just on that side. It's not like below it as well.
No, it's it's right above your blind spot is your best vision. Everything besides the fovea is peripheral vision.
None of it's color.
What's up?
None of it's color.
None of it's a color. Oh, they're peripheral. Yes, that is correct. Okay. All right, we're gonna skip the FRQs. We will come back to that. Abby.
I was looking at my finger.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna go to this table. The table is the development table. I feel like this is a good thing to review. Probably not good to have to learn the development stages all at the same time. But let me scroll to it because we're gonna add things to it. You can highlight. I just thought it was better than writing everything. Just we can underline and add to. Oh, come on. Okay. Hey kids, how do I fix this?
What did you say? Oh, you gotta do file and then you gotta do orientation shit. I'm pretty sure. Or something along.
File.
You just set up.
Or maybe view. I think it's
Orientation. Wait, not any.
Landscape.
No, that's just gonna change the width.
No, but landscape might
No,
flip
put
it.
it on landscape.
It might flip it. So.
No, it won't. Why would it flip it?
Would it flip it like outside? Just check.
Yeah, undo. File.
Go view.
Go view.
View. Full screen, but maybe we can flip it. Nope, that's okay. We have less options now.
Like F11.
You're kidding, right? Oh my God! Even your oopsie doodle. Where'd the thing go? Show ruler. Oh my God! We're out of options. Oh my gosh.
Oh, no.
Okay, doesn't matter.
It does matter.
I am just gonna. Okay.
Oh, the rotate thing's right there.
Okay, but I want it. Oh my God. Okay, and there. Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Now you can pick it landscape.
Nah.
Where's the menu?
Search it up.
Exit full screen.
Oh.
File. What am I doing?
Page setup.
Page setup. Did you know that my master's is not only in economics but in instructional technology? Did you know that?
Is that so?
It is. That just goes to show you that. I'm just saying, you know.
You did it.
I did it. I paid my money. I did my, what's it called? Discussion boards. And I got a degree. All right. Ooh, that's hard to read. Y'all can figure it out. Okay. It's in front of you. So let's talk about Piaget. This is cognitive development. This is cognitive development.
Ainsworth was like a time.
Okay, so we have the 4 stages: sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete, and formal. Key things for sensory motor. They lack object permanence at the beginning of this stage. Ryan, what are you doing? It's optional. You don't have to be here. Okay. They have stranger danger, but they gain object permanence at the end of the stage. It's not the next stage that they gain it. They gain it at the end of sensory motor. What sense are they going to use mostly? Yeah, but they're going to taste, touch and taste. Okay, going to pre-operational. They lack logical reasoning. They are egocentric, but they also, what's it called when you, the quarters spread out? Are more quarters now, or the water poured in the tall glass. What? They lack the theory of conservation. They lack conservation. So off to the side for the conservation, I'm gonna just like put the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so like this is more, less. They understand conservation in the next stage because now they can think logically. They can think logically. They can use mathematical transformations. You know, if A plus B equals C, then C minus A equals B. But formal operational, now they can think abstractly, abstract reasoning. Okay, that's Piaget. Freud, I really highly doubt he's going to be on the test when it comes to development. They typically talk about him when it comes to personality, id, ego, superego, and all the defense mechanisms. So I'm not going to spend too much time on Freud. I'm going to go straight to Erikson. Erikson's got a whole bunch of stages. There's 8. I don't love the way that they set it up because sometimes they underlined the title. Sometimes they put the title as like the description. So it's trust versus mistrust, autonomy versus shame and doubt. They say independence here instead of autonomy. It's the same thing. Initiative versus guilt, industry versus inferiority, identity versus role confusion, intimacy versus isolation, generativity versus stagnation, integrity versus despair. So remember, trust versus mistrust is all about the consistency of care and like how consistency of caregiver. Is mom and dad always there when I need them to change me and feed me? That whole shame and doubt one and independence, that is making choices. While initiative versus guilt, we already talked about today, is like, let me do it. What is the industry in industry versus inferiority? School. Being good at school or finding something that you're good at. Identity versus role confusion is like, who am I? Intimacy is all about finding love. Generativity is now focusing on kids. And integrity versus despair is looking back with regrets. Or not regrets, hopefully. Oh, it says cognitive right underneath BHA. I didn't have to write that. Oh well. Moral development for Kohlberg. There are 3 stages. It's broken up in each stage, but we don't need to know the broken up part. But there is pre-operational. No, not pre-operational. Sorry. Pre-conventional. Sorry. Pre-conventional, conventional, and post-conventional. So I don't think there's titles for that. Not kind of, but pre-conventional, conventional, and post-conventional. So, what's up?
Why is in Erickson genital was before latency?
Wait, what am I looking at? Why in Erickson?
Genital was before latency.
Where's genital?
Next to locomotor.
Oh, that's like lining up with Freud. I would not worry about that. This is it's It's comparing Freud with Erickson because Freud and Erickson do line up at first, but then he kind of goes off and does his own thing. And while Freud only talks about sex, but at first it is like the choices. Notice how the box above that says anal, and the box above that is oral. Those are Freud's words, not Erickson. But Erickson was a student of Freud, so there is going to be some alignment there because it's where he got his ideas in the first place. But know the verses, not the other things. Okay, so first stage of pre-conventional. You want to do you realize that evil behavior is punished and good behavior is not, and so you do things because you don't want to get punished, or maybe you want a reward. So rewards and punishments. While conventional is you just obey the authority figure. Rules are rules, and rules are meant to be followed. While the post-conventionalist is going to say they can distinguish between good and bad rules, and there's like this moral universal like truths. Okay. Hey.
Does it develop differently for everyone?
Remember, he only focused on boys. So this is different than how a girl is going to make the decision.
Like different in like age, like some kids like.
Yes, it's not. You could have a full-grown adult that's not to the post-conventional. You could still have a full-grown adult, not a very well-developed adult, that is still making choices because they don't want to get in trouble. Yeah, I mean, some of you only wear your ID because you don't want to get in trouble, not because you're trying to think of how to make the school safer. Even me, I wear my ID so I don't get in trouble.
But what is like post-conventional things like going above and beyond that, and like instead of wearing IDs, we should just have like something that scans your thingy, and then there's no worry about it, and no one else.
What is the thing?
The ID.
Well, a post-conventional might realize that there are better rules than others and see the flaws in it.
Okay.
But here, they're not going to judge the flaws. They're just going to be like, well, you follow the rules. It's like, but that's a bad rule. It's like, yeah, but I'm still going to follow the rules because rules are rules. Yeah. Okay, so like I said, he only talked about boys, only looked at boys. All right, now let's head to the best part of review, the FRQ part of review. I know I did not give you really any space to write. I know that. Just we're not writing full FRQs, we are writing little blurbs. Just like to the point. So let's just do the first one. That one's hard. Yes, I had to look that up myself. Like I said, there's always one bullet point that is totally random and that you've never seen or heard before. So you need to prepare yourself for one thing to throw you off. Okay, so I'm going to give you, 10-ish minutes to do the first one. You can look stuff up. I mean, don't look up each individual thing, but if you have your notes or something, or talk with a friend. We just talked about that, right? We didn't talk about the answer, but we said that that's one of those where it's like brand new bullet point you've never seen before.
What is trichromatic theory?
Oh, that you should know. What does tri mean?
Three.
The three theory of colors.
What's the other theory of colors?
Opposite reaction.
Close. Opponent process.
It's not close at all.
Okay, we'll go back to our eyeball picture in a second and add the two theories of color vision.
Those three colors. I don't know. Listen, one member of one color here suppresses the other color.
Something on your tongue is.
Use your taste buds.
You have to explain like how all of them can make them better.
So yeah, it's broken up into like these four things. You have to bring it back to what makes it enjoyable. You can't just say, well, it helps her taste. How does that make her trip more enjoyable? One of the last three bullet points is like, how can it make it less enjoyable? So you have to focus on not just what it is, but like answering the question.
The AP test is paper, right?
Yes.
The
I
H
think
can be
this
put
year
online.
we were given the option of certain classes to be like US is given the option. I think this year they're still doing it on paper, but next year it'll be, I think, typed. Yeah, it was
I'd
right.
rather do it.
No, it's
To just
harder.
cross off things and underline and
Yeah, it's way better. So much
yes, I don't know.
better. 'Cause crossing out stuff helps.
Yes, and even if you're like
Like the wrong answer.
even on the screen, if you just like, oh, that doesn't do as much. I've been fighting for paper tests for a long time.
What is old fashioned? Old fashioned.
Objects moving at a constant speed.
Exactly.
Old fashioned smell. What is puppy leg? What is puppy
That
leg?
make her think less
That's the stuff on your tongue that you taste.
This cordite, the ears. Ears and eyes and mouth and.
It's like if something's like moving like smart way, it's like it's moving slower, then that is.
How would you find that into making her trip less
She's
enjoyable?
sitting far away from the screen.
Is she moving?
But like
It has to be
the
She's in the
action,
car.
the action, the character.
So, when she's in the car.
Driving to the movie.
Yes, that would probably
This is
be.
like grammar and stuff like that.
Why does it matter?
No.
When she's in the car.
But then how does that make her experience less enjoyable?
That's the stretch.
There's a car coming. Right.
You see,
Yeah.
and she's like, you see the gas station over there, and it looks really far.
No, she thinks the movie is far.
What?
So she's sad. She thinks it's far away.
It could be silly as long as it's really if it's enforcing the idea and the concept.
Please don't. I don't know any of those.
Tori, how you doing over there? Oni, you're quiet. You okay?
I haven't said anything about dogs yet.
And I appreciate that.
Dogs.
Stop.
Actually, this one I just paid for gas station looks far, so it takes longer.
But why does the gas station look far?
Because it's far.
Oh, yeah.
But like, how does that tie back to
Remember
motion
the dogs
parallax?
they bring in, like, the library and stuff?
It looks far because according to motion parallax, things that are far
Look far.
What?
Move slower.
move slower.
Then they actually did not. It's like they're moving slow.
Oh, motion parallax is a plane in the sky.
It's like the closer she drives, it
So
looks-
far,
it still looks
slow.
like-
It's close to home.
the movie theater is in the distance. And things are going fast outside the window, but not the movie theater. So it must be far away. And she might miss the movie if she doesn't speed up.
You're gonna speed.
Fast.
No, not me, Rose. Rose is speeding.
Why?
You speed.
Everyone's.
Do you believe in a flat earth?
Why is that the second time I've been asked that today?
I feel like you do. Like,
Bro, that's such an
essentially-
Are you calling me stupid?
No, like not in like a mean way.
No, there's only one way that you can take it.
No, they're just like you entertain.
You
might not
seem
believe
like
it,
a
but like,
conspiracy
I'm
theorist.
sorry.
like you
You seem like a
entertain.
conspiracy theorist though.
And in no way do I believe in conspiracy theories. The only conspiracy theory I kind of do believe in.
JFK.
No.
JFK's like
Don't you be the Holocaust?
definitely was a CIA.
No,
Social
yeah,
studies
exactly.
teacher.
That's the conspiracy.
It's the CC Pizza one. CC's Pizza.
The one about the child predators?
No, not that one. This is like
There's multiple CCs.
if you order a
Oh my god.
if you order a
this is
full
our-
CC's pizza. Is it Chuck E.
The
Cheese?
Chuck E. Cheese where they just
Okay.
put it back in the oven?
Yes. That you're not getting a full pizza, you're getting everyone's leftovers that were not because they're not the same. They don't match up. That's the only conspiracy theory that I believe in.
Why would you ever go to CC's Pizza?
It's Chuck E. Cheese.
It's Chuck E. Cheese. I was wrong about CC's Pizza.
Why would you go to Chuck E. Cheese to eat pizza?
Because you're invited to a kid's birthday party and you have to go because your child's an only child and this is the only opportunity to ever like be around other kids.
Oh,
That's why you would go.
that's sweet.
Okay, that's a valid
You still have an only child.
Other people's pizza.
I have an only child.
I thought you were going to say.
I am not an only child, but I have an only child.
I'm the only child.
Oh God, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunate.
Addison,
I feel like I'm
Is your brother riding your around sometimes?
He always talks about this.
Why do you always talk about my brother riding his bike around the
And
neighborhood?
I always let him go in front of me, and he always was like this. He always was like,
I thought
It's called bike etiquette.
How was it
Oh,
blind
so,
spot?
like, he, like,
Sets you up.
emphasizes
Because you're
it
driving
a
a
lot.
car and you don't see the car and you blind spot. So you crash.
Yes.
Wait,
I feel like
What? That's what you put?
Yeah.
so that's like blind spot.
What's your opinion on Cuba and the U.S. embargo?
You're so crazy about this.
I think the embargo only gives power to the people that are in charge. It's not hurting. Like we do it to like, oh, we'll show them. We're not gonna trade with them. We're only hurting poor people.
They always do that though.
I've been to Cuba before.
What's the gatekeeper
Did you like
theory?
I missed America when I was there.
It's like.
It's extreme poverty.
Oh,
But there's like
and she said she
hotels.
burnt herself.
There's like a nice
So you can be
area.
like burnt.
Yes.
But her pain.
But we were only there for a few hours.
Her
hmm.
I've been to your island. I haven't been to that.
burning.
What's your island?
Dominican Republic.
Why are you looking over at him
Yeah,
for
right.
I knew he was
confirmation?
gonna answer.
He always does.
Oh,
Permission.
I've been to your island.
Your island has like really good food
Yes.
for Puerto Rico. 'Cause that might-
Why you stop using
I feel like I'm one of like those cameras in like TV shows, like when one person's talking, then the next person's talking.
like a camera in the office.
You know what we would call that in psychology, Del Marco? Thinking that there's cameras everywhere and that you're
What?
like,
Cameras everywhere. No,
Yeah.
I am the camera.
You are the camera.
Yes.
Oh, that makes it better. I'm sure.
Okay.
Histrionic.
Yeah. Nice one. Okay. So were you ready to talk about
Yes,
the
ma'am.
first one? Okay. So the organ of Corti. The organ of Corti sends auditory signals to the brain. So it helps her hear the film, and that's going to obviously make the trip more enjoyable to hear the film. If you can't hear it, that's going to stink. Trichromatic theory is one of the two color vision theories. And so obviously this helps her process the color, and it helps her allow to see the movie in color, which would definitely make it more enjoyable to see it in color. Does anyone remember what olfaction is? Smell. What might she smell?
Popcorn.
And that will definitely make the popcorn just more enjoyable by smelling the salty, buttery goodness. Palpate. How do you say that word? Palpate. What is it? Taste buds, and allows her to taste her popcorn, which is definitely more enjoyable. Okay, does anybody need me to go over those again? Fantastic. So what would make her trip less enjoyable? Okay, so you could have had several things. I'm going to read to you what College Board said. For motion parallax, this is a monocular cube depth perception, so it allows us to perceive depth. Things that are closer go very fast past us. Things that are further move slowly. So according to College Board, the example that they give is that when she's in the car, she sees things that are flying like past her fast, and therefore she might feel car sick by having that motion.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
College Board is like so.
Well, they're just so specific. Of course, the example that we came up earlier with like the it doesn't seem to be moving even though she's driving closer, so it really must be far away. That's a great example. I think that's a better example than what College Board is saying.
Yeah,
They
that's
will
This
make
is why you
you
don't
seem
make
like it's weird.
Wait for it to
And make questions like that.
Blind spot.
The movie.
Blind spot is just remember a part in the retina where the optic nerve leaves, and so this is what College Board says. She did not see the motorcyclist in the road and almost hit them. And so because of the blind spot, she doesn't see something in the road and while she's driving, and she could get in a car accident.
Idiot.
I know. Goofy. Okay, did anyone look up gate control theory?
Yes.
It has to do with what?
Pain.
Pain. So when you stub your toe, you're supposed to rub it and then it goes away, or you hurt yourself and you rub it. So the rubbing it or the rubbing somewhere else sends the pain messages kind of get diverted because now your brain is focusing on something else. And so you're less likely to feel the pain because now your brain is feeling like you're rubbing your arm or something. But you have to talk about how this makes the trip less enjoyable. So you kind of have to stretch a little bit here. So it's like Rose got burned by the hot oil, so she rubbed her arm. And the gate control theory says that redirecting the attention should help her relieve the pain, but for her, it's not working. Because we have to talk about how it makes it less enjoyable, and making the pain go away would make it more enjoyable.
I said it's not working.
I know, but it's implying the definition by saying that she's going to do it anyway.
I said that she punched her sister.
What?
I said she punched her sister, and her sister started broken and it didn't work. Just it was still hurt.
That's fine. Yeah. But it literally sets it up. Rose is burned by a splash of hot oil.
I put you hurt bad from
Oh, I didn't
flash
even-
oil.
Yeah, that's wrong. Okay. All right, so I'm going to give you some time to do the last one, and then we'll be done for the day. 10 minutes for that last one. This one should be a little bit easier.
Why are these FRQs so weird?
I'm sorry.
Like,
You should send a tweet to College Board.
I'm gonna go back in time and make College Board.
Good one. Yeah, that's good. You sure got us.
God does.
Identifying independent variables. Come on, that's simple.
Forget the independent variable.
Okay, it's
Apes, bro,
literally the
apes.
first sentence.
I thought it was the feedback thing.
No, that's the, wait.
Wait, hold on, pause. I forgot.
Really?
Wait.
Yes. And the independent would be. So everything is personal.
Oh, this is
High accuracy. So,
Wait, this one's easy. Wait, Miss Turner, how many FRUs are there gonna be on the test?
2.
Like,
It'll be
like
just-
this.
It'll just be like this, because one of them will be about research methods, which the second one
Wait,
is.
that's so easy.
I mean, don't get cocky, but like I think so. And then the second one is always like where you are defining it and
Can you like
applying
spread
it.
the like if you're not
50-50.
done- No, but like if you're still like doing the multiple choice and like
No.
code,
There's like
a
There's like a break between, like to pick things up. I think you get a potty break and then you go with the
we have 2 tests that day. So
oh, that was.
Oh,
Wait, how many questions is it?
Oh, yeah.
100,
And me.
we have 8.
170 minutes,
How many FRQs?
2 FRQs in 50 minutes, so 25, 25.
So
Yeah.
that's actually so annoying.
That's
Like,
not bad.
there's like 15.
What?
That's not that bad.
8 just from my
It's-
class.
It's not that bad.
It's quick.
8 in our teacher's class.
Fine.
I don't know what is it.
So you're packing your lunch that day because you will not have time to like buy a lunch.
Where are we supposed to go? For like a little hour.
Can I go to like Subway real quick?
I don't know. You can definitely come in here. If you want to eat in here and like last minute, just like talk.
See, you see how bad of a friend he is. I showed him something that we both know about. He says he doesn't care. You're a flop.
Are you done with the bottom? Have you even looked at it?
Yes, I done. That's why I decided to use my phone.
For you.
It's like that different.
How about you get started? You haven't read a single sentence down.
Oh, yeah.
I never read it all here. So like this is this.
Oh.
Does each letter represent
This,
an
I was in the
answer?
back.
So maybe.
You know that your dad emailed me. You know that?
I know.
Are you in trouble?
Not anymore.
When's the next tutoring day?
Wednesday.
Tomorrow?
What's today?
It's Tuesday.
Thursday.
Oh, it's Wednesday.
I did.
Oh,
Because I don't know my
you
days to
flipped
be.
off the email.
Oh.
Gracie, are you?
Oh.
Oh, no one I asked is going to it, but they're all like.
This Thursday is operant
Really?
classical conditioning.
Miss Taylor, thank you for not opting me.
I was waiting for her to offer if she did. You traded me.
Well, I guess.
I was gonna bring you a little Cuban flag.
Thursday?
Okay. But you today like didn't have anything on your desk, and I almost was like, take a picture, proof, receipts.
Oh, yeah, that's true. How can you come for me for not finding that?
I did do pretty.
What's the- This.
Just.
Hypocrite.
Gestalt.
I'm gonna have to go with you for a second. Study.
Remember there's similarity, closure, connectedness. What's this one?
So,
Peculiar.
I forget what it's called.
Paragraph 10.
so it allows them to be able to identify those ones are incomplete.
Well, no, they don't see them as incomplete.
Their brain autofills it
Yeah.
to look complete.
Yeah.
So like your brain has like built-in autocorrect for the reality around you.
I mean, how do you explain the blind spot?
Autocorrect.
So you, what's that like test you can see?
Oh, the little strip of paper thing?
Do you have
Strip
it?
of paper. Yeah, the thing that I gave you, I do have it.
Can I have one?
Can I have an IQ test?
Oh, I didn't finish
I
that.
also have IQ test.
Well, that's not
Finish that. Speak
like-
outside.
full of confidence. Yes, I'll give it to you at the end.
I'll take it at home.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Abraham,
Yes,
I'm sure I'm
No, I
actually.
actually finished,
Yellow.
I finished the.
No, because I don't
Finish the
think
yellow.
I'm emotionally stable enough to handle that. Because I would be a solid 100, and then I'd be like, I'm fine with being average, but then I'd cry in the shower.
No, watch me like 150. Would you be
Yes.
surprised?
Yes.
Yes,
20
you're
bucks.
just like a sitting genius.
20 bucks.
I'm not going to make a bet with a student. Again,
It's theoretical because technically, in
can it be
theory,
like
I-
Taylor bucks?
What?
Darn it. I can't
Redeemable
do
for
Statistical
stickers?
Yes.
It means that it is.
it. Miss Taylor, I can't do it.
You probably put them too far away.
It's like
You listen to Pitbull.
Do I listen to Pitbull? You don't know me at all.
I feel like I know you.
I feel like you know me at all. You think that I believe the world is flat or believe in conspiracy theories. You think I listen to Pitbull. I would never entertain such an asinine concept.
If you ain't.
Yes, asinine is a word.
Okay, well, my bad.
Yeah, you are.
Oh,
Well, do you listen to Pitbull though? You didn't answer.
Mr. Worldwide? No, I do not.
What do you listen to?
I'm gonna lose it.
I feel like you listen to like Katy Perry.
I like Taylor Swift. I don't consider myself a Swiftie because I like only have one of her albums. That one.
It's kind of like Scam.
I don't like Maroon.
Oh,
You don't like
yeah, I
Maroon?
saw.
No.
Maroon is good.
That was good. Wow.
Those are like old like music they used to listen to
Yes.
in college.
Who's your favorite artist in high school?
Okay, back in high school, we didn't call them artists. We called them bands. What's your favorite band?
Who's your favorite band?
Backstreet Boys.
Do you follow me on Twitter?
Wait, I can
I
follow
do
you.
not have Twitter.
Oh, because my Twitter handle is makes it pretty obvious of like who my favorite band was.
What's your Twitter handle?
Let's find out.
Kelly Taylor.
It's Kelly Taylor, 182.
182.
182.
Blink 182.
Oh, you're a Blink fan.
I've seen them in concert many times.
Wait, I don't even know.
I knew there was something about you.
Just think about
She's
like
a Blink 182 fan.
like pop punk from
That's
Like,
funny.
do an example.
like what's my age again? It's like really whiny. Imagine if you sang like but like
Taylor,
sing,
Is
like
it like rock?
all
I'm unable
the
to find.
small things.
Oh.
Yeah. That is high school. Oh my god, really? No, take it down, take it down, take it down, take it down. I'm gonna be like copyright violation. I can't post this on YouTube now.
Oh, you're gonna post that?
God, where do you think
You
I
can play
posted?
10 seconds of music.
Okay,
That's
10
not how
seconds of
that's.
music before it's
Oh,
copyright.
I was thinking this every single time I saw one of your videos. That's not how the copyright laws work.
Okay, nerd.
what's wrong with you? Okay, did I not tell you that I have a degree in instructional technology and a whole course just over copyright law?
I know, but like whenever you don't click on the little video to like show us like teaching us the video,
Yeah?
that's not copyright law.
Yeah, it is.
No, because you're showing transformative content or whatever.
No, like, well, I might not be breaking
Yeah.
law, but YouTube will pull my video down anyway. I've tried it before.
Really?
Did you get demonetized?
No, I'm not
Are you
monetized.
demonetized at
No.
all?
It was like
I can
blocked.
subscribe to you if you want.
That's pretty great.
I mean, I guess I could use another subscriber. I already have a whole bunch, but okay.
Oh.
But she's not.
A researcher
So how much
designed a
the whole
study to investigate the effect of feedback on perception.
Surely that's not important.
Okay. Well, that might be letter A. Of incomplete visual figures. Each participant stares at the center of the screen while the researcher briefly projects incomplete geometric figures one at a time in random positions on the screen. A participant's task is to identify the incomplete figure. One group of participants receives feedback on the accuracy of their responses. The second group does not. The researcher compares the mean number of figures correctly identified by the two groups. Okay. What is the independent variable?
Feedback.
Feedback. What's the dependent variable? There's actually two dependent variables.
The thingamajig.
Okay, the thingamajig. What's the thingamajig?
8A182.
What? Okay, so independent variable's feedback. What's the dependent variable?
The perception.
The perception of incomplete visual figures. You could also say the number of figures identified.
We found you.
I'm not like hidden.
I'm doing a deep dive.
What are you looking at?
We're gonna do a case study on you.
Abby?
We're gonna figure out your mother's maiden
Yeah.
name.
You're looking at what?
I've done
such a liar.
case studies on like somebody.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
The internet is so much fun. I did a case study on
Do I know how to easily
Can we
find?
just go over the answers so I
Yes.
can go
You
home?
can keep going.
Okay, so
I can go home.
the independent variable, like I said, is the feedback. The dependent variable is the number of figures identified, or you can say the perception of incomplete visual figures. Like the perception. Okay, so what's foveal vision? We have to identify the role.
Vision of the what we receive.
Not color.
Nope.
Crystal clear.
This is crystal clear, or acuity. Yeah, the rubric said nothing about color. This doesn't talk about color in the picture, or in the thing. Okay, so they need to be able to see clearly the thing. What about feature detectors? This one actually really applies here. Yes, but recognizing you can't say the word features because the definition or the word says features. Can you give me an example of a feature? Okay, you can say shape, you can say curves, you can say lines, you can say angles. Those are all features of a figure, like of a picture. And so it allows participants to identify figures by recognizing, like, oh, this one has angles, so it must be a triangle, or this one is curved, so it must be a circle. Okay, what is gestalt? Does anyone remember what the word gestalt means? It means whole, as in like not H-O-L-E, but W-H-O-L-E. Yeah, it's German for whole. It's supposed to be German for whole. I've actually had a German student say that does not mean good, like that's not what gestalt means at all. So we see things as whole objects. So the gestalt principles of closure help us fill in features and seeing them as complete. Seeing them as closed, even though they might be missing a side, or they might be missing a section of the picture. Okay, I'm very curious about what you guys thought for C. It says describe how each of the following terms relates to the conclusions that can be drawn. Like what kind of conclusions can you draw on the research with these two ideas? First one's random assignment. We're not defining what random assignment is in any way. We're talking about if there is random assignment in this research, what can we conclude because of random assignment?
That is accurate.
No. What is the thing that has a random assignment? Is random assignment found in
Samples.
surveys? It's random assignment. It's an experiment. And so what can we say?
Causation.
There is causation. We can identify cause and effect. We can say that a feedback causes people to perceive blah,
But
blah,
how do you
blah.
know if there's random sample?
Because it literally says, oh, I see what you're saying. Random samples, random assignment. A random assignment comes after the random sample. So this is like even more of a better experiment.
But what if there was no random sample?
We're not going to,
So that means there would not be causation.
okay. And last but not least, statistical significance. If this research was statistically significant, what can we conclude?
I don't know.
There's a word that you have to use,
Correlation.
not correlation.
Causation.
No, we already said that. You can't say it again. 95% of the results are,
Accurate.
stop saying accurate. That's not right. Not due to chance. So the results of the study are not due to chance. That's what it means to be statistically significant. The results of the study are not due to chance.
Don't use last.
What's up? Yeah, that's fine. All right, kids. This has been fun. This has been great. This has been great fun.
Thanks, TT.
What
How
is
about KT, but not TT? I don't like that at all.
Wait, what is TC?
For Tay. What about Tay?
You can do KT. All right.
KT 182.
That's based in Bigfoot.
Oh my god.
I don't know what that means.
Better than that.
True balance. True. Well, did she only, like, she didn't have a place to trade?
She didn't have one. She was only there for a couple.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
See, it's Wayne. Alright, let's go up.
Hey, Ryan, you want that IQ test, don't you?
I forgot about that, but okay.
Today? Yes, where did I put them? Okay, there we go. I should probably turn this off.